Most people learning English spending their time and energy on things that don't really matter and end up ignoring what actually does. And then they keep studying but never see real results, and then burn out and quit. But this is common for beginners not knowing what to do, and I experienced that too. So in this video, I'm going to show you guys how I started studying English just by studying 10 minutes a day. If the reason why you're studying English is to speak English, what you're doing currently might be meaningless. If most of the part of studying is like grammar and vocabulary, this is very obvious, but if you want to be able to speak English, you have to speak English. Grammar and vocabulary is a basic foundation skill, so it's needed. It's actually necessary to study. If you want to be able to speak English, you need hella lot of output. But I get a lot of questions from people and they say, most of the time I'm working on grammar and vocabulary. But think about this. Aren't you using a textbook and a vocabulary book all the time? And if it's yes, you're gonna have more time to output. So there are mainly 3 ways to output. Number 1, 英会話. I think this is the most common way to output and practice speaking English in Japan. But I would say this is not the best way for beginners. I actually have an experience that I quit 英会話 after just 2 weeks. Because so when you just started studying English, you don't have enough vocabulary, you don't have enough grammar. So there's almost nothing that you can talk about. Right? So if you try to go into the conversation, you can't listen, you can't understand what people are saying, and you are thinking what you want to say, but you're going to take a lot of time to say just one word or one sentence. So you take about 2 minutes to say one sentence. And then after that, maybe teacher keeps talking and talking and talking. You lead to the result that you only speak 1/4 of it. And most of the time, the teacher keeps speaking because you still don't know a lot of words, a lot of grammars. So you take a lot of time to make just one sentence. And sometimes it doesn't make sense. So the teacher tried to explain the meaning that what you were trying to say. And maybe the teacher will explain what you want to say. That takes a lot of time. So the time that you're actually speaking English is very, very a little. And the worst part of doing 英会話 is that the teacher actually don't point out the mistake that you made. I think this is a really important thing that someone points out your mistake. Because if you keep making a mistake, you're stuck at anyway and you can't speak English. The reason why it happens is because the tutor is not a teacher. If you're doing online 英会話, most of the tutors they don't know how to teach English. So the very cheap online 英会話 gives you a time to speak English. They don't really teach or consult English, they can speak English, but they don't know how. In some countries in Europe or like South Asian countries, English is very close to them. So maybe since they were born, they've been listening to English or studying English, or in school, maybe they learn things in English. Their environment is actually there. So they don't know how to be able to speak English as an adult. This is actually the biggest concern. So if you want to really learn how to study English, you should ask a Japanese person who can be able to speak English as an adult. That's the best way. Because of the reason that I said before, I quit the 英会話 after 2 weeks. And then I have a friend who came to be able to speak English as an adult. So I asked him to be my teacher, like tutor. He explained the grammar and like vocabulary and like difficult stuff like reading and for TOEFL or TOEIC stuff. He explained it really well. So I could understand better. Easier. So I really recommend hiring a Japanese tutor. And next, the method that I'm going to introduce from now on is the best for beginners. And since I started studying English, I've been doing this and this really worked for me. It's 独り言英会話. So talking to yourself in English. It's basically you speak English. So in your head, you're thinking something in Japanese, right? So お腹が減ったな、今日買い物行こうかな、疲れたな、仕事しないといけないな. So all the things you are thinking in your head is Japanese. So you're going to change the language from Japanese to English. So that's the 独り言英会話 and you speak it out loud. This is a very important point that you have to speak it out. And there are 2 pros for this. One is that it's for free. Just you can speak English whenever you want, whatever you want. And second reason, you don't need to hire people. It's the same reason you can speak anytime, anywhere. It's for free. And I'm going to explain how to do it. If you've just started studying English, it's very hard for you to make sentence even. So what are you trying to do is that, so you're going to say the things that you see in English. For example, I see a plastic bottle. So this is a plastic bottle. This is a pen. This is a credit card. This is a notebook. this is a laptop. So you see a lot of things now, right? So you say that in English, okay? And you can start off with just a single word. So plastic bottle, a laptop, a camera, a TV, an AC. So you can say that. And then next step, you're going to create a sentence, okay? And you're going to start off with very simple sentence, okay? You don't have to try a difficult one. For example, this is a plastic bottle. This is a table. This is a laptop. So this is okay. It is okay. And then once you get used to it, then you're going to change the subject, or you're going to change the verb, or you're going to change the object. So for example, these are plastic bottles. These are laptops, okay? This is my laptop. That is your pen. This is my dad's car key. You're gonna kind of change the word and mix it up. And as I said before, output is the most important things to be able to speak English. And you gotta be used to speaking English. This is a very good way. And then I'm gonna tell you the most important things to do this. There's one caution for doing this. You pay attention to pronunciation, okay? This is something that people misunderstand all the time. People are just desperate memorizing words, but this is not that important. The pronunciation is a key to remember, because even if you remember words and try to say the words with the wrong pronunciation, people don't understand you. That's very shocking, because you spend a lot of time to remember the words, but you can't communicate with people. And most importantly, if you remember the words with the wrong pronunciation, you can't understand people as well. So I'm going to give you an example. I'm going to say one word so you can guess what I meant. Whistle. Whistle. I don't think most of you guys understood me, because I said whistle. So whistle means hoisuru, like hoisuru. But most of you guys didn't understand me, because you remember the word with pronunciation hoisuru, right? And hoisuru is katakana eigo. The right pronunciation is whistle, right? So actually we know a lot of English words like bed, terebi, cup, pasokon, table, like chair, lever, door, window. We have a lot of English vocabulary in our daily life. But katakana eigo is Japanese. Remind yourself. You got to remind that katakana eigo is Japanese, right? So you have to shift your mind to English a little bit. So you got to really pay attention to pronunciation. Talking to yourself is very flexible, because you don't have to sit down on a chair and have some specific time to study. You can just, speak English during your work, or like during commute, or while you're walking in the streets, or while you're cooking, while you're taking a shower. Your mouth and ears are usually available, so you can just speak English in daily life. Even if you're a busy businessman, you can do that. From my experience, I've been doing this hitorigoto for a long time. It's been like 8 years. Yeah, I started studying English 20 years old, and I'm now 28 years old. So I've been doing this for 8 years, and this works very, very well for me. I can set a time to think and speak and listen to English. So there are two brains, so English brain and Japanese brain. So I can sometimes switch the brain, I can do that now. It's very difficult for beginners to do that, but you're gonna get used to it just little by little, step by step. But if you don't start it now, you're gonna get stuck. Even if you're spending tons of money, tons of hours dedicating yourself on textbook, reading grammar, vocabulary, that doesn't help you improve your speaking skill. You need input, but at the same time, you need a double output if you want to speak English. I think all the English learners who came to be able to speak English as an adult, I think they agree with you, because they put so much effort into output. I've been talking to many people, and they always say output matters. And the last method is talking with AI. ChatGPT, Google Gemini, I recommend ChatGPT. But something I don't like about ChatGPT is that they speak fast. Even if I ask them to slow down, they speak fast. And for beginners, it's too difficult. I don't think you can do that. For beginners, hitorigoto is good. But if you're like intermediate or advanced, maybe you can try talking with ChatGPT or AI, other AI apps if you want to. Even my level, ChatGPT is kind of fast. That's maybe the one thing that I don't like about ChatGPT. But other than that, good enough to try. Yeah. So mainly what I wanted to talk about is just speaking with yourself for 10 minutes every day. Every 10 minutes exercise can change your life. You gotta be consistent. Just practice 10 minutes speaking, output, and you're good. But you might be thinking, do I only do it? I want to know how to improve listening skill or other stuff. So for you guys, I made an English roadmap from 0 to be fluent. So you're gonna know exactly how to study English step by step. And over 1,000 people already got it, and I got so much appreciation. So if you want the roadmap, go to the description and click the down below, and I can send it to you for free. And thank you so much for watching. If you're interested in my video, please give me a like. And again, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.